Again, this is the criminal warrant application hearing. I often have a little bit of exuberance with that because these hearings are not in all counties, or rather in not all states. Georgia is one of the few states that allow folks to take out private misdemeanor warrants against other individuals and not have to do them strictly through the police. Okay, so you have the ability in this matter to essentially indicate that someone has committed a misdemeanor crime against you, right? And for some reason, either the police, when they came out, were unable to have sufficient facts to issue an arrest warrant, but for whatever reason, you felt necessary to file an application. That application would have been reviewed by myself or one of my colleagues to determine whether or not it meets certain parameters. And what are those parameters? Those parameters are that, one, it's a misdemeanor. Two, it's not against somebody who is acting as a state employee at the time of the alleged crime. And it is not regarding, again, a felony or an action that has already had an arrest warrant issued. And so what does that mean? That means we can deal with we can deal with batteries. We can deal with simple assaults. We can deal with harassments. We can deal with misdemeanor characteristic of threats. Many of those matters we will have on the calendar this evening. But nonetheless, let me tell you what this hearing is not. It is not a trial. This is not a trial. This is not a determination of guilt or innocence. This is an opportunity for me to determine whether or not there is probable cause as far as a particular crime that has been alleged. What is really probable cause? There's really almost a more likely than not that this particular matter has occurred. Is not the beyond the reasonable doubt standard. If I find that there's been sufficient evidence to meet that particular standard, the prongs for that particular crime, I'm going to issue an arrest warrant. If I do not, I'm not going to issue an arrest warrant. And in that vein, that is all I really can do, folks, this evening, is issue an arrest warrant and may very, very well issue some special conditions. And I'll talk more about that shortly. But if you're looking for the court to force someone in some type of specific performance or require them to pay some money, to give a child back, or to commit a certain act, I do not have that authority. I can keep them away from you to a certain degree, but I cannot make them give you something, okay? And so I want to make sure that if anybody is here looking for the court for an order to demand or command someone to do something as far as, again, pay money, return a child, something of that nature, I don't necessarily have that authority, okay? But let's talk about the authority that I do have, and that is to issue an arrest warrant. And that's important because if I issue an arrest warrant, that person that has an arrest warrant issued against them effectively are operating and walking around with the risk of being arrested. Now, I generally give folks an amount of time to turn themselves in, generally between 3 to 10 days, depending upon the allegations and what's going on, to turn themselves in. And then that generally will be it. Once they've been booked and fingerprinted, they would be released on what's called an unsecured judicial release. That means they don't have to put up any money of their own in order to be released. However, I may also issue special conditions associated with this particular arrest warrant or UJR bond. For instance, I can issue special conditions of a stay away. That means that person cannot be around you at all. They can't call you. They can't text you. They can't look you up on Instagram and DM you. None of that stuff, okay? If they were to violate that special condition, they'd be at risk of causing themselves to be in violation of my order, and as well as committing a felony, and where a bond can only be issued by a superior court judge, okay? So keep that in mind. I may also issue special conditions where someone can't go back to a particular place, like a home or a grocery store, wherever a particular offense may have occurred. I can do that. I can do that. But beyond an arrest warrant, folks, if that's not going to be sufficient, or that's not going to suffice for you, then you might want to do the following. And that is, I'm going to give each particular case an opportunity to mediate in some degree. If they feel as if they can go into a private breakout room without having to be, making insults and cursing people out and making threats, because I've seen that too, then I will give you an opportunity to speak to each other in a private breakout room. And if you can come to a resolution, then we can either continue this case or have this case dismissed based upon whatever terms that those parties have agreed to. But that would require both parties to be willing to go into the private breakout room to discuss their issues. Once we've got everybody here, but at least several of our cases have taken an opportunity to either resolve. So I'm left with 2 cases. So ladies, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take up the first case, which is 5, and then I will address the second case, which is 6. Now, Ms. Porter, I just want to make this sure that you are a passenger in your vehicle, because if you are driving, we're not going to be able to proceed. All right. You just disappeared. Oh, no, there you go. You're okay. I see that view. You're a passenger. All right. So let me tell you, ladies, how we're going to proceed this evening, so you understand that we're going to do this thing in order, and we're going to do this thing in a way in which we can try to reach some type of temporary resolution because obviously this isn't going to be a trial. But what I'm here to do today, ladies, is determine whether or not there's probable cause for an arrest to be made. I'll be reviewing the specific charges as well as allegations that have been made, and that will be the focus of what we're here about. I understand much of what has gone on probably between the parties maybe is longer than the day that is identified or the time that's identified on the complaint. But nonetheless, we're going to try to focus our attention on the day or the date of incident. And why is that important? Because that is why we're here. We're not here about what happened in March or February if the event happened in October. And so we want to know if a crime has been committed that day. Moreover, I know many of you don't have any witnesses or don't have many witnesses, but I want to remind you that I do not need to hear from duplicate witnesses that are going to say the same thing, because that is not a good use of your time, right? And we just hear repetitive evidence, and that does nothing for the case. So keep that in mind, as well as I may limit certain testimony by witnesses if it is just going to duplicate what has already been heard or made under oath. In addition to, if there's certain evidence that has been submitted and I deem it inappropriate to share, I will let you know that I have reviewed it and taken it into consideration. But sometimes some of these allegations do involve the dissemination of what I would consider pornographic material made by other people, and that's not okay. And I'm not going to obviously share that on Zoom, but I will let folks know that I have reviewed it to make sure that we've met the certain parameters and standards. All right. So I'm going to deal with the position 5 first. So Ms. Amperful and Ms. Tyson, you feel free to mute. And then Ms. Palmer and Ms. Porter, we're going to address. So let me tell you why we're here, just so we're all on the same page and there's no confusion about the dates of incident that we are in question. We're here regarding harassing phone calls as well as battery allegations that occurred back on August 25th, 2023. Specifically, there's an allegation that Ms. Porter attacked Ms. Palmer and keyed Ms. Nicole Palmer when having a verbal disagreement with her wife. Ms. Palmer is alleged that damaged Ms. Porter's eye and also sent threatening messages via social media about coming to Ms. Porter's job and causing alleged physical harm to Ms. Porter. Further, it says that Ms. Porter attacked Ms. Palmer's, I think this is kid, Ms. Palmer, and when having, forgive me, there's some misspelling.
It's backward.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to give you an opportunity, but that's why we're here. We're specifically here regarding those 2 allegations from August 25th, 2023. So, Ms. Palmer, the time now is 6:46. You are under oath. I'm going to give you approximately to about 6:50, no more than 6:52, to give us not only background, but essentially a summation about why we're here and why you filed this application.
Okay. So on August 20, whatever the date was, me and my wife was arguing. Carnisha was my roommate, and me and my wife had been arguing all day. Carnisha had been in her room. She hadn't came out, said anything to us about anything. So I went outside to go to my car because I was about to leave. Then my wife came outside. Then Carnisha came outside, her girlfriend, and my wife's friend came outside. And I was sitting in my car. So I felt like at that moment, all 4 of them was ganging up on me. So I asked them, why are y'all out here? Y'all don't have nothing to do with this. And my wife was like beating on my window or whatever, trying to get me to open the door. So I eventually pulled off and I left. But when I came back, I came right back. They was all standing in the living room talking. And so when I came in, I walked up towards my wife, and guess I was mad. I was yelling, but it's towards my wife. It wasn't towards Carnisha. And so next thing you know, Carnisha, she hit me she came from the side and hit me in my face, and I fell down on the ground the sofa. And my wife fell on the sofa too somehow. I don't know how. She fell on the sofa as well. But when I got up, I started swinging because I felt my eye swell up immediately. And she didn't have no reason to put her hands on me, because what me and my wife have going on, it don't have anything to do with her. And she knows she was wrong. So it's like, I felt like I didn't even want to press charges, or I didn't even want to do nothing like that. But then I lost my job behind this too, because it was just so much going on. And when I took it to the job, because I couldn't see and I need my eyes to work, they asked me what happened. And when I told them what happened, they put me on a paid leave. Once they put me on a paid leave, after like a month and a half, they fired me. And I eventually got my job back, but I had to go through so much just to get my job back. And I feel like it wasn't right. And I have permanent damage to my eye, and I had to accumulate hospital bills. And I just feel like it wasn't fair, it wasn't right. And I was helping her by letting her stay in my house. So how can you attack me when I'm doing you a favor?
All right. All right, Ms. Porter. That has been the opening statement by Ms. Palmer regarding the allegations that have been made on August 25th. So Ms. Palmer, I'm going to ask that you put yourself on mute. Ms. Porter, I'm going to give you till about no more than 6:55, 6:54 to essentially provide your statement of what happened and any response to what Ms. Palmer has said, okay?
Okay. Yes, I was her roommate. Yes, her and her wife was having not a verbal, a physical altercation. She came into her home and physically put her hands on her wife, which her wife is my friend, what I thought was my friend. So yes, I tried to help my friend. I did not hit her at first. I pushed her onto the couch. That's true. But she got up and she wanted to fight me. Out of all the people in the room, she got up and aggressive at me. And she swung on me. Judge, she swung on me and I swung on her back. I take that. I did hit her, but it was one time after she swung on me and hit me. And she didn't leave. She busted back inside the door after her wife put her out and told her to leave and not to come back. And she didn't want to be with her. She left and she barged back into the door. She didn't walk back in the door. She came in the door and she was mad and she was fighting. And also, Judge, the night of the incident, she called the police. She held my stuff in her home hostage after I was trying to leave her house. Held all my stuff hostage until the police came, which the police came and did not even make an arrest because he said you were too drunk. You wasn't even in your right mind, and your wife was too scared to speak. That's what happened that night, officer. Nothing. That's not how that went. She called the cops on me, everything. That same night, and I have not spoken in a harassing phone call. That's all that happened. I have not spoke to her after the 25th of the day. And then her wife is communicating with us if we want to be real about the whole, like, everything is, it's a lie. It's a lie. And it's really, I really don't understand why I'm here, because I haven't spoke to her. I haven't talked to her since that day or anything. Like, I haven't. And that's like, the only reason why the calls was even being made is we're trying to get an understanding not to take it to the job. You came to my apartment complex. You came to my apartment trying to get me put out. I got fired from my job. Everybody got their job except for me. So that little stuff, I still got to pay bills. So at the same time, I feel like that she owed me because I still got no job. My clothes, she held my clothes hostage. I just got my clothes back, a few weeks ago.
Okay. Is that it?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. All right. So ladies, what I want to do now is address, particularly with the applicant, if she has any witness testimony. I know Ms. Palmer said you don't have any witness testimony. And so you just want to introduce the evidence that you submitted to the court. So you have several things that you've submitted. I think you have some photographs and you as well have some text messages here. We'll try to go through those and see exactly what we're talking about here so we can understand what your whole time.
Can I say something?
Well, hold on. We'll
She already lied under oath. She shouldn't say that.
Well, wait, we're not going to do that. Okay. So look, we'll stay on mute. But what I want to do is make sure that if you give your opportunity to testify, then obviously Ms. Porter is going to have an opportunity to cross-examine you on what you're saying. So what are you trying to tell the court?
I just want to say that I did not physically put my hands on my wife. And when the police came, the police didn't take Carnisha to jail because it wasn't domestic. She wasn't my partner. So they said that I had to do it on my own. That's the only reason why she didn't go to jail, because it wasn't domestic. And I wasn't drunk out of my mind. My wife did not tell me to leave my house.
Okay,
she did not tell me to leave. I left to diffuse the situation. So when I came back in to grab something.
Ms. Palmer, you've already given your opening statement. Now, obviously,
she need to stop lying. She's lying. She's lying.
But saying that she's lying, you think I don't hear that all the time? Don't waste my time with telling me that somebody else is lying.
She is.
Show me. Don't tell me. I'm gonna open up what you just sent me. Hold tight. All right. I'm gonna start from the top. All right. Obviously, we've got this text message. So what is this text message and how is it relevant to the August 25th incident? You're on mute, man. You're on mute.
That's from Carnisha Porter. The next.
So who? Wait, I'm speaking to her. Wait, no. It's Miss Palmer. This is her opportunity.
Okay.
What she presented. So Miss Palmer, you sent this to me. Why'd you send this to me? Is this from
because
Miss?
those were from Miss Porter. From her, she messaged me from her girlfriend's page, and well, I don't know if that one's from her page, but she messaged me and was telling me that, well, first she called and said that was calling people, making her look bad, and this and the third. But I didn't call anybody to make her look bad or anything. I spoke with her girlfriend's aunt about what happened the night before. So then when she started texting me that stuff, I said that I knew what I was gonna do. I left it alone because I didn't call her, I didn't text her, nothing until she started calling me back to back the next day to find out why am I calling, telling people stuff that's not true about her.
I understand. So what's this picture of? Is this you?
That's the night that she hit, from the night she hit me in my face.
You have the same hair?
No, it's different now.
Like this is August, it's only like 2 months ago.
No, those are dreads. I have dreads there, but they're just up in the ponytail, like how it is now.
It's like that does not look okay. So this is, you're saying this particular black eye was caused by Miss Porter. Is that your allegation?
Yes.
Okay. And when did you took these pictures?
I did.
All right. And what is this here? What is this? Is this a doctor?
This is from when I went to the hospital, and I couldn't see out of my eye for like 2 weeks.
Okay, now I don't see a date on here. Why did you only supply just a couple of things and not the full document?
Because that's all I had in my phone, and I couldn't find my paperwork from the hospital that night. But I can always go onto my online stuff, my chart, and get all the information and the date.
Okay, I just want to say. So which eye was it?
It was this eye, but this is
That's
the next
right
day. Once the swelling went down. This is once the swelling went down.
Is this not your left eye?
It's my left or my right eye. I don't know which one it was.
Hold on.
It's the way the picture is turned backwards.
It's the right eye.
This is your right eye.
Yeah, she knows. She hit me. She know which one it is.
But this picture straight up.
Yeah, because it's from the side. I was trying to get the redness of my eye.
This looks like your left eye. I mean, it has to be your left eye. But okay. All right, now I see this one. This is clearly your right eye.
Yeah, it's the same eye, but it's the way I took the photo.
Okay. All right. And so how long were you in a bandage?
For like a week. And I had to put ointment in my eye every day, twice a day, just so I could see out my eye.
Okay, what is this about? This doesn't look like it's from Miss Porter.
It's from her girlfriend.
Okay.
She was messaging from her girlfriend's page.
All right. Well, do you have her girlfriend here to confirm that?
She's sitting in the car next to her.
I know, but unless she wants to be the witness and testify, then I mean, she can't.
Judge, I'm not in the car. I'm not in the car with my girlfriend, but I will be home with my girlfriend in a second if she would like her to speak.
It's okay. It's okay. All right. Do you have any other evidence that you want to submit, Ms. Porter?
No.
That's it. So, Ms. Porter, do you have any questions for Ms. Palmer before I let you go into any evidence that you have?
Yes, I do.
All right, no, wait. I almost forgot. Let me tell you some parameters so that we don't, because we're not going to have an argument match, and I don't tolerate that, and I will mute everybody, right? So listen, Ms. Porter is going to ask you, Ms. Palmer, a question. Now, Ms. Porter, you can ask what I call our cross-examination questions. Those are the questions that you like to see in all those court shows where it's like, isn't it true that?
Oh, I know.
Right?
Very smart.
Okay. So regardless of your familiarity, that's what we're looking for. Now, direct examination questions are different, but we're not dealing with that. We're only dealing with cross. So, Ms. Palmer, please answer the questions, right? I will direct you to answer if you try to avoid answering the question, obviously. You're under cross, you're under oath. And then obviously you'll get an opportunity if Ms. Porter testifies to cross-examine her, okay? All right. So, Ms. Porter, well, let's be patient. Give her an opportunity to answer, ask your questions.
You ready? Okay, so are you saying that you did physically hit anybody? You saying that? You saying I hit you first? You saying that?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Why would I have a reason to hit you, Carnisha? Why would I have a reason to hit you? So I did not hit you first. So stop lying saying I hit you first, because I did not hit you first.
I'm done with her. I'm done.
Yes or no question. It's a yes or no question. Did you answer yes or no?
Okay. I answered no, that I did not hit her first.
Okay, Ms. Porter, do you have any other questions?
It's no, I got one for you under oath, right?
Not for me. You have another one for Ms.
Oh yeah, I'm just making sure.
Yeah. Do you have another one for Ms. Palmer?
Nope.
That's it?
So you said so. I've been harassing you. And did you? Oh wait.
The day after you did call me.
No. I can't answer that question. Did you not have your best friend text me before I text you that message?
No,
Did your
I
best
didn't.
friend not say she was gonna whoop night?
I
in
didn't have my
February,
best
right?
friend message you and
Right?
say
February,
anything.
right?
My
Yes,
best friend didn't
baby.
message you. She
Ms.
messaged
Yes or
Porter,
no?
you. She didn't
Yes or
message
no?
Porter,
Yes or no? He said
That's
yes or
not how
no.
you ask the
No,
question.
no,
Yes or no? So
no.
Thank you, Ms. Palmer. Now, Ms. Porter, I muted you. Why did I mute you? Because you weren't being respectful and giving her an opportunity of berating the witness. That's not what you do. This ain't the street. I'm not gonna let you do that. I'm not gonna let her do that to you.
I apologize.
All right. So if you're gonna unmute, be civilized. She trying to say that you're not civilized. Don't be the person she's claiming that you to be. You're not showing us that that's the kind of person you're not. You're being a little bit extra right now. Ask the questions. You ain't got to be aggressive about it.
I don't like for people to sit and like you said under oath. I don't play it.
I don't like people to sit and be disruptive. So let's not be that. If you're going to ask her another question, ask her another question.
So did your best friend not text me and say she's gonna wait till her baby drop so she can beat me up in February? So I had her best friend messed up. Yes or no?
No, she didn't message you. She messaged your girlfriend.
About me, right? That's my girlfriend.
But she messaged your girlfriend. She didn't message you. She messaged your girlfriend.
That she was gonna beat me up. Right? Think my girlfriend not gonna tell me that I have a threat?
She messaged you. You asked me to say yes or no, right? No, she messaged your girlfriend.
Wait, Ms. Palmer. Ms. Porter, I don't think you get it. It's a question. If you don't like what she says, then I can evaluate whether or not and how I feel about it. You don't get to make the decision. I make the decision. You just get her to ask her the questions whether or not what she says. Don't be upset about what she says. Ask her a different question. But y'all got to learn to resolve things without immediately wanting to get aggressive, because ultimately that's why you end up here. So if you want to ask her another question, feel free.
I'm cool. Like I do. What do you want? What do you? That's all I want. What do you want?
I want you to pay for what you did to me.
I'm not.
I want you to pay for what you did to me.
I lost my job because of you.
I did too. I did too.
Right.
What do you want? You have a job.
All right. Well, Ms. Palmer, thank you. I appreciate that. Now, I'm going to mute you. Now, Ms. Porter, you're done asking questions. So you can unmute now. Unmute now. All right. Do you have any evidence that you want to introduce?
I mean, yes, I would. I have to go. I have to go to my girlfriend's phone, which her best friend text to the reason of why she got that text message that she submitted.
So listen. That's not relevant, really.
I don't, Judge. I don't. That's the only evidence I have because
I'm telling you. Listen, we're here about whether or not you hit her in the face. That's why we're here.
And I'm telling you, yes. After she hit me, I admitted to that. I admitted to everything I did wrong.
Stop yelling, Mike. I'm not pressed. You feel real stressed.
Because I'm angry because I am stressed.
You can't resolve your problems of being angry. Because obviously that gives people the assumption that you might have to haul off and hit them.
And then you want to know something? I just lost my job today. They gave me the call today. I lost my job. Yeah, I'm heated. I'm mad. You're right. I'm mad.
That's true. That's
You're dang right. I'm mad. I got the call today. I lost my job today. Come on.
If you lost your job today, that doesn't give you an excuse to be like,
I'm angry. I am mad, and I apologize for that. But I'm asking, what do she want?
Hold up. Let me just be honest. Do you have anything else you want to introduce? I understand that your defense is that she hit you first. And I'm asking you, do you have any evidence to say that she started it? That she's the person who's the aggressor?
I mean, no, because her wife's gonna ride with. Listen, only people. Oh yeah, I do. My girlfriend will. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you're right. She will. But it's like
your girlfriend here, because your girlfriend.
I have a witness and I have messages that I would like to submit.
Okay, well, yeah. So Miss Porter, this is the problem. The time is 7:05. I indicated to you at the beginning of this hearing if you had anything that you wanted to submit to the court. Furthermore, this is not.
I didn't think it was that serious, Judge. I didn't think it was that serious. I did not think she was gonna go to the extremes. I did not think that.
But listen, and I also gave you other opportunities. Now, I'm not saying what I'm going to do, but ultimately telling the court as you drive that you will have something is not going to be sufficient for us, not at this juncture in the hearing. So what we're going to do is the time is 7:05. Now, Ms. Palmer, Ms. Porter, you don't have any other evidence to introduce, and that's fine. That means that Ms. Palmer doesn't get an opportunity to cross-examine you. You didn't introduce any evidence. There's nothing else to introduce. So what we're going to do at the conclusion now is I'm going to give Ms. Palmer about 3 minutes to tell me why she believes an arrest warrant should be issued. And then I'm going to give you, Ms. Porter, an opportunity to tell me about 3 minutes or so why you believe an arrest warrant should not be issued. And guess what, ladies? I think you can do that in a very calm and respectful way. I don't want to shorten your time. I want to give an opportunity for you to be able to tell me why something should or should not happen. You can do that in a respectful way. I know you can. So I'm going to mute Ms. Porter first so she isn't tempted to say something if she feels as if Ms. Palmer's lying. And then Ms. Palmer, I'll do the same so we won't have to worry about being interrupted by either one of you. So Ms. Palmer is now at 7:06. I'll give you to about 7:09.
Okay, I feel as though a arrest warrant should be issued because I went outside my way to help her because we felt bad for her and she didn't have nowhere to go. So my wife became friends with her and I told my wife we could let her stay here. Then her girlfriend ended up moving in too, which she wasn't even supposed to live here. She was just supposed to be here from time to time. And then the fact is that she assaulted me. She admitted to assaulting me. She admitted that she hit me in my face. I had to incur hospital bills that I'm going to have to pay for out of my pocket. And I just feel as though it's not fair. I had to walk around with my face like that for over 2 weeks. I couldn't work. I lost a lot. I couldn't pay my rent. I couldn't do nothing. And it was all because she wanted to put her hands on me when it didn't have anything to do with her. Whether me and my wife is arguing or not, it still has nothing to do with her because it's not her business. She should have minded her own business and stayed in her lane because it had nothing to do with her. She had no reason to put her hand on me because I did not put my hands on my wife. If I put my hands on my wife when the police came that night, I would have went to jail. I would have went to jail because she's high yellow. She's bright like you, Judge. And it would have been noticeable that I put my hands on her. And I just feel as though then she's lying, slandering my name, saying that I hold my wife hostage and that my wife is scared of me. My wife is not scared of me. She's making me look bad to everybody else, thinking that my wife is scared to defend herself, thinking that my wife is scared to tell on me or something when it's nothing to tell on. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to tell on. So I feel as though a arrest warrant should be issued because I was assaulted. I had to accumulate hospital bills. My eye is permanently damaged and I have to I feel like that's why.
Okay. Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
All right, Ms. Porter, can you unmute for me?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to give you till about 7:12 to tell me why you believe, that an arrest warrant should not issue.
I just feel like she really took it too far. I have not communicated with her, and it's really too much. And then I don't. It's like how she's trying to make it seem like I was so aggressive at her. I was so evil at her. I moved in her house. I was helping her also. She wasn't just helping me. We was helping each other. Let's be real. We was helping each other. I don't talk to her. I haven't spoke to her since then. I don't look at her now. I don't even follow her on none of my social media accounts. I have not thought about her. And it's just really, I feel like she already done enough. Like she came to my apartment. She got a name out for me. Just like she think I got a name out for her. I don't speak about her. I don't talk about her. I don't communicate about her. I honestly forgot about the day until I looked up. Got to go to court today. But I feel like it's just that deal wouldn't. Honestly, Judge, she wouldn't be satisfied with that because I'm not gonna be there forever. Like you wouldn't be satisfied with that. I do that. She's still gonna harass me and still think that I owe her something when I don't. I even apologize. I told her wife that I apologized and it went too far. And her wife even came in like, yeah, it did. I understand. And this is just 2 weeks ago. This is just 2 weeks ago, Judge. And then that day, I was calling her. We called and had an understanding. I thought we already had an understanding. I thought this was done. Like I don't understand. I don't understand. That's really all I gotta say. I don't know why she won't. I don't know. I don't. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say, Judge, because at the end of the day, I know what's right and I know what I did, and I admitted to that. I apologize for that, and I feel like it needs to be cut out. Really, need to just leave. I want to be at this point. I want to be left alone. I feel like I'm being harassed.
All right. Well, ladies, let me be honest. Obviously, I have a limited amount of information regarding this whole incident. You know, this is an incident that has had allegations of harassing phone calls as well as battery. And I've really only heard from you two ladies. I've only seen photographs. I don't believe the text messages really reveal too much about overall what occurred on August 25th, 2023. However, the photographs, which I did view and I did share, do show what I would consider a significant injury. I mean, someone had to go to the hospital and obviously had to have some treatment. This is not a civil case, so you're losing a job and things of that nature are not immediately relevant in whether or not there was an alleged crime committed. And remember, ladies, I'm here on probable cause. What does that mean? That means that even if I was to issue an arrest warrant today, that doesn't mean that that person is subsequently going to be found guilty. I can't even confirm whether or not the solicitor's office will take the case and pursue it any further than this evening. But nonetheless, my job is to evaluate the facts that are presented and determine whether or not there's sufficient probable cause. With that being said, Ms. Porter, obviously, you're admitting, obviously, that you struck her. You're saying in some ways that you were defending yourself or defending the
self-defense. She hit me first.
Don't unmute while I'm talking. Don't. So obviously, you know, there's that admission, but you've said that there's a defense there, but that defense at this juncture has not been presented, I think, sufficiently for me to look past the admission. What does that mean? That means I'm going to issue an arrest warrant. And though it does pain me because I'm a human being, when you tell me you lost a job today, that does not go unheard. I feel your pain. I can understand why you're angry. But ultimately, though, your anger doesn't justify your behavior. And I want to make sure that that's aware that just because you're angry don't mean you get to lash out. You understand? And that's applicable this evening. Now, this is what I am going to do because my goal is not to further cause any more burdens on your life. I'm going to do a stay away order. And that is going to basically mean that you probably have already been doing this, but I'm going to make sure that there's no issue that you stay away from Ms. Palmer. All right. And that'll be the special condition. Now, that is going to be on you. That's not going to be on Ms. Palmer. But let me tell you, Ms. Palmer, as I tell you this evening, please don't do anything to try to put yourself around Ms. Porter. Okay. Don't put yourself in position that you subsequently be the person that we may have to arrest because you keep being around Ms. Porter, agitating her herself. But she's going to get a special condition from me that she's not to be around you. But ultimately, my job is to protect the citizens of this county. So don't make it to where you're the person I'm issuing an arrest on because you keep agitating Ms. Porter. But Ms. Porter has knowledge as of from the date that she signs the special conditions that she's not supposed to be around you. And there's no contact provision, meaning no social media, no calls. In addition to Ms. Porter, this is the 30th of October. I understand that you've lost a job. So I'm going to give you, though, some time because my goal is not to further, again, burden you. I'm going to give you until next Tuesday, the 7th of November to turn yourself in. You're going to turn yourself in to downtown off the Camp Circle Drive jail. There'll be a whole process. You'll get an email about it. You will get a UJR. That means all you will be done is being fingerprinted, and you should be able to be released within an hour or so. It's not to be there where you're going to be spending the night in jail. Okay, that's not my goal. Again, this is not a determination of whether or not you are guilty. So do not feel as if you are now been found guilty of this particular allegation, but rather, there's been probable cause that's been made. Furthermore, if we have any misspellings of your names and we don't have your name spelled correctly, please put your full spelling of your name down in the chat box so that we can adequately get the information to you. Furthermore, we're going to need to have your email addresses to email you the actual directions about how to proceed after this evening so that Ms. Palmer understands that until you sign the arrest warrant, there is no arrest warrant. It is your responsibility to come down to the courthouse to sign that. I'm going to give you until this upcoming Thursday, the 2nd, to sign that. You understand? So, Ms. Porter, you can't turn yourself in.
I got a question.
Yeah.
But you said I had to go. I'm not understanding what you're saying I have to do. Go sign something.
Don't worry. We're going to send you some directions. Don't worry. You're going to get full direction about it. All right. But I'm just letting you know that you will have to not only turn yourself in, but you'll be signing special conditions acknowledging that you're not supposed to be around Ms. Palmer. Okay. All right. So hold tight. We'll get you the email with all the directions as well. But again, I'm finding that an arrest warrant should be issued only on the battery charge. I don't think there's been sufficient probable cause been proven for the harassing phone calls. There will be a stay away order, and you will have until the 7th to turn yourself in, Ms. Porter. And Ms. Palmer, you will have until the 2nd to sign the arrest warrant as well as special conditions. And that's going to be my order. You'll look out for the emails, and my clerk will contact you guys with additional information.
Miss
Clerk.
Porter,
Are you
please.
gonna
Miss
over?
Porter, I'm sorry. Hold on, Miss Palmer.
Don't say nothing to immediate.
Miss Porter, this is Tammy, the clerk. Can you please put your email in the chat for me, as well as the correct spelling of your name? Because it's spelled differently on screen than it is on the application. So I want to make sure that everything is correct. So if you don't mind, before you log off, please put your correct spelling
Yasmin,
and
there
your
are two
email address so that
allegations
I
of
can
criminal
send you
trespass,
everything.
damage, misdemeanor. They have been occurred on July 17th, 2023. Apparently, there's an allegation that there was damage to a window screen of the home of the applicant, as well as apparently you damaged some additional things here on her property, as well as the allegation. And apparently, she also vandalized your car, as well as your mother's home. And these are all from July 17th, 2023. That's the basis of the allegations. Ms. Amperfold, did you have any email evidence that you sent over?
Yes, I did. I sent it over again.
Right. Can you send that to the top of my email? And then finally, Ms. Tyson, I just want to confirm, did you email anything?
No, I don't have evidence.
Okay. And Ms. Amperfold, you don't have no witnesses either, correct?
I do, but they're not present.
Okay. Are they in a breakout room or on Zoom, or
No,
they just
they're not.
All right. Well, you ladies are already under oath. So again, as you've seen earlier, I'm going to give you guys between 3 to 5 minutes to give me a little bit of background information regarding this particular date. I understand, again, you guys may have had interactions in the past, but we're really looking about July 17th, 2023. Again, I'll give you 3 to 5 minutes to give us the background and basis of why you believe an arrest warrant should be issued, or the basis of why this particular complaint was filed. And then I will, of course, give Ms. Tyson the same amount of time to state that as well. And then we'll go from there. My clerk is saying that she still has not gotten any evidence from you. So if you can try to resend it, I'd greatly appreciate it, because we're not getting it at the email address that we provided for you.
1 second. I'm forwarding it again.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not sure what's going on.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying I'm not sure what's going on, why it's not being received.
I'm not sure either.
Yep. So I would like to make it known that I do not, nor have I ever had an issue with Yasmin, but the acts of vandalism were unwarranted and a malicious act, and I feel like there should be repercussions for her actions. I do not feel as if her anger should have been diverted at me or my mother's property, but nonetheless, there are repercussions, and she needs to learn that there are just repercussions for childish and not thinking about her actions.
Okay. Is that it?
Well, for the beginning part.
Oh, do you have anything else to say regarding these events?
Well, yep. Well, pretty much on that day, I was at my mother's house watching her kids. Well, first, she is the mother of my nieces, and I was in the house watching her kids, and my brother, the father, was at work. So at that particular time, I didn't know anything had happened, and my brother had come home, and he asked me, had I seen my car and seen the house? And I come outside and I see all this stuff on my car, on the house, and the neighbor's video footage had captured her and her friends taking place of the act. There was also stories made on social media showing the acts. There was also text messages sent to my brother. There were voice messages as well, telling her, sending threats at me for no apparent reason. And there was also, she also confirmed that she was the one who had taken part in the act in the text messages.
Okay. All right. Okay. Is there anything else?
That's it.
All right. All right. I'm going to give Ms. Tyson then an opportunity to speak as well. I'll give her to about 7:28. Ms. Tyson, if you want to unmute, you can go ahead and give your basis.
So I'm not even gonna get around. I do agree with what she said. There's consequences for my actions, but I felt like at the time that's what happened. I feel like I wasn't thinking, and like she said, I'm the mother of her nieces, so I feel like if I go to jail or have to even go to jail, that's taking me away from them. I feel like if I go to jail, are you gonna get them, or is the family gonna take care of them while I'm there? That's all I really have to say about it. But I do agree that it was wrong. I shouldn't have did it. I wasn't thinking clearly. I was being childish. But after that incident has happened, I really haven't been just trying to be malicious or you know, I don't know. I wasn't really trying to do it. I don't know. It was just childish and in the moment. So I don't think I should be arrested for it. I do feel like I'm not a judge or anything, but I do feel like I could pay you back or whatever it is. I don't think it's serious enough to go to jail over.
All right. All right. Yes. And I didn't get an opportunity to ask you guys. Did you guys want an opportunity to try to discuss this? You don't have to. I just wanted to know, Ms. Apperful, it's fine. We can proceed on.
I mean, initially I would have, but it has been other or further actions that have changed my mind completely, and I deny.
I understand. All right. Well, before I make a decision, I'm not just going to make a decision purely off of that information here. Let's see whether or not there is really something that has occurred. Miss Apperful, do you have any? I know you've said you've emailed us some evidence here. Do you? I haven't gotten it yet.
So I've sent it again. I even sent it another time. So I'm not sure what's going on. I sent it to the same email address that was put in the chat.
Or do you have any update on that?
I'm checking right now. Just refreshed again, and one just hit. So I'm not
Okay.
sure what happened before, but I only have this one that just came through. So I am forwarding it over to you right now, Judge.
All right, no worries.
And I would like to note that she is the mother of triplets and one additional child, and they weren't with her at the time.
Okay.
So that particular day where her saying, "Are we going to get them?" is not valid.
I'm not sure how that's relevant, but hold tight. I'm looking at what you've sent.
The voice recordings are where, from what it sounds like to me, and just me just being completely honest, she was letting her friends hype her up to do the crazy.
Okay, so let me see what we even got going on here. All right. So again, we're here, just so I'm understanding, we're here on criminal trespass, damage, misdemeanor.
Yes, to be fair, I don't mean to cut anyone off.
Well, hold on. Before you cut me off, let me just make sure I understand. We're here, and let me just introduce what you got.
And just to let you know, those are text messages to my brother.
Okay, so then we're not going to worry about these text messages from her to her brother?
No, from her to my brother, which is the father of the kids.
Yeah, but see, he's not here. That's super duper. I mean, I know he's here,
but it's my property that was vandalized,
I understand.
Which was unwarranted. That's the point I was trying to make. It was her anger should not have been diverted at me, but she damaged my.
These are not texts to you. These are texts to someone else here. They're not even to the person.
That was just to show that she confirmed that she was the one who did the vandalism.
Okay. All right. So what is it we have? Is this the vandalism that we're referring to?
Yep. And there was an attempt to add whatever substance into my gas tank, but because it was locked and it can only be accessed from within the car, it was failed attempt. But based on the reports from the dealership where I take my car, there was some attempts to get some stuff in there. And it's permanent. The eggs that she used permanently chips paint. Mm-hmm. And so has permanent damage, as well as my car has permanent paint chip damage. And I was completely new paint to fix that.
How much do you believe these damages are?
It was about $800 to get a full repaint of my car.
Damn.
But I'm not asking for that.
Okay. I was gonna say that sounds like a felony to me. If you're talking about $500 or more. But so this looks like a cake and some eggs thrown on your car.
Yep. It was eggs. The cake that was easy to come off. It's just the eggs that damaged my paint.
Okay. All right. You also indicated, and I don't see any other evidence, that there was some type of screen door, but do you have any evidence of that?
Yep, I sent that as well in the email. Okay. It looked like the screen had been pushed in, and there was eggs dropped in that as well.
No, I don't have that email. Clerk, do we have any other emails?
No, sir. That is the only email that I've got.
All right. So Ms. Amperful, you saying that you saw a video that confirmed that she was the one who did this?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
It was the alarm, the security footage, and she knew how to. My mom's house has security cameras as well, but she knew how to kind of bypass the cameras and come on a certain side where the cameras wouldn't see her.
This is your car, correct?
That is my car, correct?
All right, hold on. Ms. Tyson, unmute for me.
Yes, sir.
How many children do you have?
I have 6 kids.
You have 6 kids. How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay. So you just told the court earlier that you're the one who threw these eggs in this cake. Is that true?
Yes, I'm not denying it.
You're
I
not.
did it. But like I said, it was very childish, and in the moment, I didn't know that eggs would damage her car like that. Like, I was just, to me, in my mind, it was just like, oh, eggs, it can come off. I was thinking of something that can come off. I didn't know.
I hear you. And listen, listen, I don't want to do that, but my concern is that, man, you can't just be running around throwing eggs and cake on people's whips and just thinking that's just gonna be it. That's you got to think beyond the moment. I feel like that's
Yeah.
how people get killed all the time. Is in the moment, let me just pull out and just and I just man, that frustrates me because I do understand what you're saying. Hey, it's a cake and some eggs, but ultimately these broken eggs have some damage here, and it is childish, like for real. And
Yeah.
but I don't really want to separate you from your children. But obviously, you guys also have other issues now. My understanding is your relationship with her is that you're her brother's mother of his children or something.
Yeah, but I don't communicate with her at all.
Okay, but I don't know if you guys are going to have any future action. Miss Amberful, are you requesting a stay away? Are you just requesting that she be arrested?
I'm just requesting that there's some repercussions.
Okay, well, I'm just telling you what my repercussions, and the only authority I have is for her to go and turn herself in to be arrested. Now, if that's the repercussions that I guess you're looking for, those are repercussions that I can give. If you're looking for her to stay away from you, I can do that as well. I just was overall concerned about the relationship and how things would proceed. But if you are concerned about overall safety, that can be done as well.
No, I'm not concerned about my safety, but it's some situations that don't relate to this, but kind of do that really kind of.
Can I ask you, Ms. Amperful, how old are you?
I'll be 34 tomorrow.
I understand. Well, Ms. Amperful, it's up to you if you want to proceed or not. But ultimately, since Ms. Tyson has admitted and we've got the evidence and we've seen everything here, we can essentially consolidate much of what we were going to do because we don't have much dispute, at least at this juncture. And I said before, this is not a trial. So what's said here is not going to be a final conclusion on what's going to happen if the case is picked up later. But for its probable cause, I mean, there's probable cause. There's damage to the car. There was obviously some eggs thrown and admitted that those were thrown. Now, whether or not you're going to be arrested, I'm Ms. Tyson. My job is to protect the community, not, snatch a mom away from her children. But ultimately, though, for the charge, it's there, right? We got the charge. I don't have any pictures, though, of the screen window, so I can only really charge you or give you the arrest warrant for criminal damage to the vehicle. Now, I'm going to give you an opportunity to turn yourself in. I think that would probably be the most, the best situation in lieu of what's going on. Now, Ms. Amperful, just like I gave the other folks, I'm going to give you an opportunity to go and sign the arrest warrant. I am not going to do a stay away order. I'm going to do a no violent contact. That just means that she's not going to be violent, can't do any violent acts against you. And then she will then subsequently turn herself in. Ms. Tyson, do you work?
Yeah, I'm at work right now.
Okay. And what's your schedule like?
I work Monday through Friday, 2:15 to 10:45.
Well, I'm still going to give you to the 7th. So that'll give you this weekend as well. And obviously, when you turn yourself in, if we do it correctly, you shouldn't be there extremely long. So I don't want you to work. My goal is not for you to lose a job when you're already trying to take care of 6 kids. To me, that's the even greater penalty, and that's not the penalty I'm trying to put on you. You understand? So my clerk will make sure that you guys get the appropriate information. To Ms. Amperful, I'm going to give you until the 2nd in order to sign the arrest warrant and the special condition of no violent contact. And then again, Ms. Tyson, you'll have until the 7th to turn yourself in. And that'll conclude you guys' matter. Clerk, do we have any have their email addresses and things of that nature?
I do have an email address for Ms. Amperful, but I will need Ms. Tyson to put your email in the chat so that I can email you instructions.
Okay.
All right. Well, we've got you guys covered. I hope you guys can continue to have some relationship that's peaceful. But if not, stay away from each other. And man, you know, I'm glad you're maturing in the right way. So I'll let you ladies go.
Sorry,
All right.
I don't know where I was,
You
but we're
go.
back and we've got some very good news.
Oh, you've got some good news.
Yes.
I see you got your pen in here. You've been working. This evening.
Oh, let me take my pen out of my hair.
Sorry.
Is everybody present, Judge?
No. So if
What?
you guys have reached some sort of resolution, I'll bring everybody back.
Okay. Yes.
I'll pop over into the break room.
Hold on. Hold tight before you.
Yeah. Let me pop over into the breakout room and see if because everybody else is still over there.
Okay.
So let me
okay.
pop over there and see if everybody's ready to come back, and I'll just close out the breakout room and let her. Were you done? Did you need to go back in there with them or? Okay.
Go ahead and put me back in there and let's tell them to come out and just make an announcement.
Well, let me see, because I don't know if you don't have it on your screen. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Hold on.
All right. We are back, folks. And so I think we are missing. Oh, there we go, Miss Carter. A couple of attorneys that were. Right. All right, folks. Who wants to go first?
I'll let Ms. Rockwell make the announcement because I think
Okay.
she'll make the announcement.
Okay. Since I'm the oldest. Okay. So this is what it looks like, and jump in, either Mr. Middleton or Miss Jackson. We're all dismissed. All charges are going to be dismissed against everybody, Judge.
Okay.
The agreement that we would like to have, because there's also a family law case dealing with Miss Carter and Mr. Harling. So they're figuring out some things in that court. But regarding our agreement is that we have an agreement that at this point, Mr. Harling and Miss Elamine are engaged. They are not married. And to keep the tranquility, Miss Elamine is not going to go to any extracurricular activities in an event not to run in to Miss Carter regarding the minor initial CH. That's the minor child who's 9.
Yep.
So there's another little piece of it. And Mr. Middleton, do you want to just announce regarding any kind of antagonistic communication?
Yeah, that's my understanding that this matter will be dismissed against Mr. Harling. In return, that there will be no antagonistic text messages, communications, emails, telephone calls, or in-person communications between Mr. Harling and Ms. Carter.
And Your Honor, I would like to say my client would like to be left alone from Miss Elamine. We are in agreement, but she doesn't want to be harassed, communicated with Miss Elamine or Mr. Harling. She wants them to enjoy their life and leave her out of it.
Well, let me tell you, folks, in all of that as well. However, my authority at this juncture is not to issue any type of orders or TPOs. Obviously, that's being something that you guys could subsequently
Mm-hmm.
and not, maybe not oppose a TPO. But at this juncture, if you guys are all wanting to dismiss the cases, I'm free to do that. As far as the other things that you guys want to do, that would be something that you guys would have to either take up, either through the seeking to get a TPO or some type of other order in that regard. Otherwise, y'all just need to be on your best behavior. And that's what I
Yes, we're going to try to, we're going to try to.
But
yes, Your Honor. My client would like Miss Elamine to say in front of the court that she's going to leave her alone. So if I can beg the court's indulgence, that my client would like a verbal from Miss Elamine that they're not going to interact with each other anymore. If that's the court's indulgence.
Yeah,
I don't really think it's necessary, and I don't think it's at this point from a mature aspect going to do anything to change the position. If folks don't do it, they're going to do it. If they're not, they're not. We don't need to hear that. This isn't grade school. So if she says she's not going to talk to you, she's not going to talk to you. If she talks to you and something gets violent, you know the means of being able to deal with it. And we'll be right here again. So will the police. But ultimately, if you guys are going to dismiss, I do appreciate that because I do appreciate resolution. Obviously jail is more serious than most people consider it to be. So nonetheless, if that's going to be your decision, I will let you folks go ahead and
Yes, Your Honor.
you guys have a blessed one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge, and thank you for indulging
Thank you, Your
us.
Honor, and I appreciate the court's indulgence. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May we be
Thank you, Judge.
excused.
Of course, you guys have a blessed evening. And with
Thank
that,
you, Judge.
yeah,
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Judge.
Thank you. That will conclude the criminal warrant application hearings.